Hey guys, welcome back to Sin Plays Factorio, and welcome back to the new released 0.15 version of the game, still in early access of course, which has brought us a lot of major overhauls and updates, and I will let you know what has changed in a quick overview. The background to video, if you're interested, is the I started the game. As you can see at the beginning, you have different presets now, like Dead World and Railworld. This one is Railworld, which means that the resources are further away, so it encourages you to build a rail system, trains and everything. So yes, then now let's go to the major features that has been added or changed in this update, this major update. So there is a research overhaul, which means they added new 4 science packs, which are military, production, high-tech, and space. Space is generated by launching rockets, which means that the rocket is no longer at the end of the game, but just another means to upgrade your stuff and research and whatever. So and they added infinite researches, so basically you can go on forever in your game as long as you wish. They added nuclear power, which I will come eventually at it in my game. I'm not at the point right now, so I can't really talk about it because I don't know exactly how easy or hard it is to actually use or get to it. But as soon as I do in my game, I will add it to the video in the later videos and will let you know. So then the blueprint library has now been added as a fixed tool from the beginning of the game, so you no longer have to build blueprints, make them or produce them, and then you can simply click the B button on your keyboard by default, and it will open the blueprint menu where you can choose make blueprint or make the construction plans. And yeah, it's a lot easier, and it never makes really sense to produce paper anyway, so good thing. Also, you can save blueprints between individual games. Okay, and you can make a game and then just uh, build your perfect little factories and complexes, whatever, add them to a blueprint, and then the next time you play a new game, you can simply get that blueprint from your blueprint library and use it without having to redo the whole first build. Anyway, they changed the map a lot, means you have a lot of different overlays like logistic, pollution, electric, turret range, etc. Train station trains can be opened by clicking them in map view, zoom to the walkthrough from the maps, and you have a lot more use for the map in general. Then they added wagons for transporting flutes, so now you no longer have to carry still, but you're not relying on having load and fill barrels in order to transport them into a train and then unload the barrels and then unload the barrels in the factory to release the oil or whatever again. Now you can simply connect your fluid pipes to the train to the fluid wagon, or what is called a tank wagon, and then the tank wagon gets filled, full or whatever. And we do like a normal train. You can then unload it at another station where there is pipes as well going to it and then whatever. So that's a really good thing. What else? So the infinity productivity research means that you can increase mining infinitively by 2% a step, which each time costs more, I guess, in resources. So you just have to make a lot of resources later on too, but you get more resources in back for mining. Then, yeah, they added a lot of stuff that are major or minor in change, but maybe big in result, I don't know. So they added a lot of commands. If you want to know all the different changes there, because I'm just scrolling through the changes, and yeah, they released 0.15. They released it, let me see, April 24, so 1 week, 7 days or 8 days back. And in the meanwhile, they released 0.15.1, 0.15.2, 0.15.3, 0.15.4, and 0.15.5, because I think 0.15 is still in the beta version of the early access, so it's not actually released now, I think. I guess by the time they release it fully, right now you have to click participate in beta in the Steam client. So people who don't click that and they use still the 0.14 version. So I guess the time that this get released is going to be 0.16. And yeah, a lot of new stuff, a lot of changes to how certain things work. The base game is still the same, so that's if you knew how the game works before, you will have no difficulties getting back into, of course. That didn't change the game. The game is perfect as it is. they just keep adding stuff to the core, which is a good thing. They changed also a lot of the recipe requirements. So sometimes they lower it, sometimes they increase the resources they need. That's balancing, I guess. And yeah, so I'm currently playing this in a Railworld mode because I'd like to see just how big you can get now. And I don't think I'm going to add commentary to each video because it's the kind of game that tends to get rather long, and yeah, I think at some point I will just start rambling on. I'm already am a bit. I highly suggest if you like the game, love is a strong word. If you like the game, or like the game, I think I can only suggest to try again. Give it a new go with all the changes they did. And yes, if you do so, don't forget to enable the beta version in your Steam client so that you can play the new version and get the up-to-date. So far, they talk a lot about bugs, but I never came across a bug in this game that would. And well, first of all, I don't think I ever noticed a bug other than graphical glitches. So purely pixel-wise or something. No, nothing behind it. No, nothing that would actually change the game. But I never came across a bug that have make me crush or make stop or had to stop. Or yeah, or some bugs were just less noticeable if you pay attention, like something using more or less than it should. Which, if you don't pay attention, you don't notice. Also, for my gameplay, if those who are watching and try to learn, I'm not just before anyone is saying anything. I do not try to make my games best of or perfect combination, whatever. For example, I see a lot if I have a factory that produces something that needs another item, like for example, you have how we call this the transport belts. Yes, transport belts it needs a piece of an iron plate, and one of the wheels. Yes, it's iron wheel. I think it's iron wheel. Which iron wheel in turn needs iron plate as well. But you could probably use one factory that builds iron wheels and connect it to like two factories to build iron transport belts, I guess. But I don't care about that. If a factory, most of the case, not always, but most case, if one factory needs another product, I attach one factory of that as well. So there's one all the time, with some exceptions like the potion science packs. But I don't, for now, I will eventually calculate that a bit better. But my point is that in this game, if you have a factory attached to another, the first factory will always work as fast or as slow as the second factory allows it to. It will not overproduce. In general, I think a factory will only take twice the amount of materials that they need for one production cycle. So, for example, if the transport belt factory needs, I don't know, one iron plate per cycle to build one or two or whatever per cycle, then it will only take two iron plates into its storage. And the same wise, if it needs three iron wheels, then it will only request 6 at a time. And once it has all 6 inside its storage, then attached factory will not go anymore. They will only produce once the demand. So basically, you cannot overproduce in this game unless you have somewhere a chest. If you have a chest somewhere that takes materials from the belt, grabs it with a whatever it's called, arm grabber thing, then the factories will continue to produce, and eventually use up all the resources. But if you do not do that, the belts, they will automatically be full. The factories will automatically stop. You will only produce as much as you need. So I think it's a perfect way. And it's a lot easier to just put one factory next to another, connect them to each other once, and then have keys let them produce. Of course, I will eventually, this is the beginning of the game, eventually I will spread out and have a lot of micro bases around, and then I really want to use the trains, so I'm probably gonna build satellite stations, like satellite bases. For example, a base where I will only produce, for example, transport belts, which means I will have a little station, a rail, that will unload iron, because I think it's the only thing that needs iron plates. Iron plates go into the complex, and then inside the complex you will have the different factories that produces the iron wheels, iron belts, transport belts, and then the train will load those belts. They will unload iron and load belts, and then those belts will go to another micro base somewhere else where I have placed or where I want to, because I have a lot of space in this map, where I will upgrade those transport belts into the yellow transport belts into the red transport belts, for example. So they will have the belts brought in by one train, and then the other resources by another train from somewhere else. And yeah, I really want to go see. I really want to see just how crazy you can get on this in this game. And now that removed this whole build the rocket into shoot it into space and be done, which was a bit of a killjoy, because the rocket itself is not really, it's just a resource sink and nothing else before, and you never could really do anything else after that. Of course you can, but basically you could just endlessly produce items with it. So I want to see just how far I can push it, and yeah, I think I would just put some music behind it, and so you can watch them. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comment section. And again, most videos I guess won't be having any commentary unless I think it would be nice to have commentary, or if you want to think of it. For example, if I think I will make some commentary once I am able to do nuclear stuff. But before that, I guess I will just play. And yeah, if you have any questions or requests or something, let me know. Thanks for watching. And yeah, please share, and subscribe if you want to. Or unlike, like some guys always unlike. And I guess that's just life. So yeah, thank you.